Hi, today on This Ain't No Buffet, we are preparing mahi-mahi and steak tartare. We'll also be learning some interesting cooking and preparation techniques, so stick around for This Ain't No Buffet, coming to you from Las Vegas. Welcome to This Ain't No Buffet. I'm Chef Claude Lamberts, chef instructor here at UNLV.
And I'm Ashley Luizo of the Aint Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies. Today I'll be Chef Lambert's assistant. For many years, Las Vegas was known as the buffet capital of the world.
But today Las Vegas is home to a number of fine restaurants and talented chefs, many of whom you'll meet on our show.
Claude, like our guest, is a professional chef. So throughout the show, I'll be asking Claude questions that you may be asking yourself at home. We have a very exciting show planned for today. Our guest will be Chef Michael Ritter, and he will be preparing steak tartare. But before we get to that, I understand we're going to be making some mahi-mahi.
Mahi-mahi. It's great fish. The real name of the fish is dolphin fish, but we can't be eating flippers, so everybody might think that even though it's not a mammal, it is an actual fish. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to season the fish. So if you want to take a little bit of this Cajun seasoning and drizzle that on. Yeah, be liberal.
More?
Sure.
Okay.
That's it. Good. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
All right, and then you can put that in the flour.
Okay. Just face down?
Either way, it doesn't make any
Okay.
difference for now. Okay, just leave it there. Just
Okay.
leave it there. Just do them both.
Okay.
Okay, then we're going to take some cream and some eggs, if you want to mix that up with that whip.
Okay.
Now what it's going to do is this is going to, we call it a wash, and the wash will adhere to the flour, and then the wash will then hold on to the nuts that we're going to put on here.
Okay.
What I have in here is some macadamia nuts and pecans. So we're going to take that and
Is that traditional for mahi-mahi?
well, mahi-mahi in Hawaii, they would use the macadamia nuts, and I like that little southern thing to it, so that's why I put the pecans and mix them both together.
Very nice. So just dip this in the egg?
Just put it right in the egg.
Okay. And this is the egg and milk?
Egg and milk, yeah.
Okay.
Or I got cream in there.
Cream? Can you use
Okay.
milk?
You got to make sure you got plenty of, otherwise it won't stick. There you go. That's it.
All right.
Put that in there, and while you're doing that, just lay them in the nuts,
Okay.
and I'm going to get this nice and hot. Okay, you're going to light. There we go. You got your fingerprints there. Otherwise, it won't stick.
Okay.
You got to get wash on there. That's it. Don't squeeze it too much. A little delicate.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So then just roll it around in here?
Sure.
Or do you just take them on, put them on top?
Whatever you want to do, just so we got nuts all over. See how the wash didn't quite stick?
Oh.
That's important. That's right. Just push it right down inside there.
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to put some oil in here. Now what will happen then is between the wash that you have on there and the nuts, it'll make a nice crust on the fish.
Okay. Okay. So from here.
Just push it right down. Push it right in the nuts, right into the fish. That's it.
Or grease, sorry.
It's like a toy. Just push right in. That's it. You got it. Look at that.
All right.
So we're going to make sure this gets nice and hot. And while we're waiting for that, let's take some butter here. And I want to get that melted for the braised peas.
How much butter
Just a
are you
little
putting
bit
in the
of
pan?
butter, about an ounce.
About an ounce?
About an ounce.
Okay.
So we're going to turn that on. All right, and we'll let that melt. Let's see, are we getting hot enough here? Just about there.
When are we going to put it in that?
I'm going to put some straw mushrooms in there, and peas, and some Cajun seasoning.
Okay.
Get this nice and out.
And can you use regular mushrooms if
Yes,
you can't find those?
yes, you can. I like straw mushrooms.
Is there a difference in taste?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit. It's used a lot in Asian cooking.
Okay.
But you can get them in a can. Rarely do you see them fresh, but you can get them fresh, but most of the time canned. And the peas were frozen.
Oh.
But because of braised peas, you just want them thawed out, and you're just going to toss them around in the butter and the mushrooms.
So it'll be like a
With
nice
a
little
little,
coating.
with a little bit of seasoning. Okay,
And what
that's starting.
type of seasoning, like what is in this? Like if you can't find it, or can you just buy it at the
Well,
store?
it'll be salt, pepper, so a little bit of cayenne. There might be some paprika in there. There might be a little bit of oregano in there. Could be all kinds of things. We got a nice little sizzle there.
How long are we going to cook the halibut for?
The mahi?
Mahi, I'm
Mahi,
sorry.
that's okay. You figure it's about 10 minutes an inch. So about the thickness over here, maybe this part here might be about 10 minutes. This end on this piece over here might take about 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll get this going here. Of course, everybody knows that as long as we're doing this show here, I love butter. And you want to, we'll throw a little bit of seasoning in there. Let that cook a little bit. So let's take this stuff and move this out of the way.
Okay.
There you go, thank you. And then,
Do you want me to put the whisk in the plate?
get a little bit of goo there.
Yeah.
We'll have to wipe that down.
It's from the milk and the
No
egg.
problem. Okay, then we're just going to take the lemon and we're going to slice that for a garnish. Nice and thin.
Do you want me to stir those, or are they okay?
What's that?
The mushrooms are popping a little bit.
Ah, that's just the moisture in it.
Okay.
There we go. I'm going to toss this around a little bit more. That's just moisture. Okay, now we'll throw the peas in there. And a little bit more seasoning. And I think I'll put a little bit more here too.
Is lemon used all the time for fish and garnishing it?
You don't have to, but it just tastes better.
Okay.
Lemon and fish just seem to go well. Okay, now this is,
Is it time to flip
Okay.
them?
no, not quite yet. It was stuck just to here. We'll let that, we want it to set. We don't want to disturb it, otherwise the nuts will fall off.
Okay.
And we can take this, toss this a couple times. And that's just about done. We'll take this. Now what you want to do is anytime you're flipping anything, when you're sauteing, just put the oil away from you and then flip it like this. Otherwise the nuts will fall off.
Okay.
Okay, we had to cut away here to get the fish to get time to cook, so we'll quick put this on the plate.
Okay.
I'll put some mushrooms and peas on there.
I'm so excited to taste this.
And then we'll garnish it with a couple of lemons real quick, like this.
Oh, that makes it pretty.
That, like this, and then like that.
Okay.
There you go.
That's delicious. I really liked it. The nuts give it a really nice flavor.
Okay, I just want to review the ingredients again. What we have in here is we have mahi, macadamia nuts, and pecans. We had a little bit of flour, egg wash, and butter, and lemon garnish.
Stay with us. We're coming right back with Chef Michael Ritter.
There comes a time in life when you need government information.
And you just don't know which way to turn.
Well, there's a place you can go to put an end to your frustration.
It's a sight that everyone should learn.
USA.gov.
Find your social security benefits online.
USA.gov.
Our list of jobs will put you on cloud nine.
USA.gov.
Shop auctions for a used minivan anytime.
USA.gov.
You can apply for a student loan.
USA.gov.
Get energy saving tips for your home.
USA.gov.
So great you might just get carpal tunnel syndrome.
It's government made easy.
For the people, USA.gov. For the people, USA.gov.
Welcome back to This Ain't No Buffet. Ashley, will you introduce our guest?
I'd be happy to, Claude. Today we have Chef Michael Ritter, a former chef at Simon who currently works at a well-known steakhouse on the Las Vegas Strip. Thanks for joining us, Chef Michael. I hear we're preparing steak tartare. Are you ready to get started?
I am, thank you.
Okay, what's the first thing you want us to do?
What I'd like to start doing is first, I'd like to have you start cutting this French baguette here. I'd like to probably just cut about a quarter of it. We're going to cut it 1/4 inch
Like this?
slices. We're doing direct half slices.
Like right here?
Yeah. And if you want to, we just discard of this.
Okay.
Here, turn, and then we'll just go. You can go ahead and toss them into your bowl there on the right.
This bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
As she starts with the slicing.
Is that
go
big
about-
enough?
Yeah, go about half of that.
Half of
that
it?
size, yeah.
A little bit. Okay.
As she's preparing these, I'm going to start by cutting my ingredients for the steak tartare. Start off by cutting our red onions. I'll probably use about a 1/4 cup red onions, fine diced.
And why do you have to fine dice them?
Well, if you don't fine dice and keep everything consistent, you don't get that same mouthfeel as you're eating it.
Okay.
If you don't cut it consistent, it looks kind of weird. It doesn't really eat right. So. So we want to keep everything consistent, everything small dice, and that way it mixes well.
How many of these did you want?
Let's do about a dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah,
And
let's
just
do
put them in the bowl?
Directly in the bowl, and what we'll do, once you get those cut, we'll toss with the olive oil, salt, and pepper,
Okay.
which I have here for you.
So what else are we going to be putting in there?
Well, we have about six ingredients, not including our salt and pepper.
Okay.
We're going to be adding chili flakes. We're adding whole grain mustard, capers, lemon, parsley, quail egg, olive oil, and anchovies.
And how are you going to put the quail egg in there?
Well, actually, we're going to separate the egg yolks or the quail yolks from the whites.
Okay.
And what we'll do is and everything is raw, so keep that in mind as we're doing this.
So I finished all the bread.
Okay, so we have here, just go ahead and just lightly coat it with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper.
All of it?
Just lightly coat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
First time cooking some crostini?
For me, yes.
Almost, it's just basically it's a bread cracker, if you will.
Okay.
And you just want to keep it.
Do you want me to put all the pepper in?
No, just season it to about a pinch of each.
Okay.
Just a nice seasoning.
You're doing pretty good.
Thanks. I'm trying real hard.
And once you get it tossed up, what you can do is lay them out nice and even on your half sheet tray there, and then we have an oven back here set at 350 that we will bake those in. So what I'm doing here is as we dice, we're going to just add into one mixing bowl, and we're going to throw everything together.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I need more of this. Is there other types of bread that you can use?
You can go all across the board. You can use flatbread, pita. You can use anything that you really desire, if you will.
Is this one your favorite though?
This one is one of my favorites. Either toast points, crostinis, or a pita.
Okay.
Grilled pita. So.
But the bread that you use, you have to be as plain as possible. You
Plain.
don't want something that'll take away the flavor from the
Correct.
from the meat because you're not
Correct.
cooking that meat at all.
Is this okay?
Right.
I hope I did it right.
That's perfect.
Okay.
And we'll cook those about 5 minutes.
Just for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes.
Is it gonna get nice and golden on top?
We don't want them to get golden. We just want them to be crispy.
Okay.
So.
Is the timer up here?
Nope. Perfect.
All right.
And what I'll have you start doing now is I'll have you zest about 3/4
Of the lemon?
of the lemon, and I'll have
Okay.
you add it directly to our bowl here, if you will.
Just put it over it?
Yeah, just take it and go with it.
What does the lemon do?
Lemon just gives it a little bit of a bite. It makes it pop. It gives it a nice little acid. Brings everything together, if you will.
And you just want to use the outside. You don't want no white because the white is very bitter.
Bitter, yeah. The pith is very bitter. Before
More lemon? Is that
a
good?
little bit more. A little
Okay.
bit more.
Never done this before. Sorry.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and dice the anchovies. I have regular dark anchovies here that I've rinsed off just to get some of the saltiness off to control the flavor a little bit more.
You know, there's butcher shops in the Midwest that instead of calling it steak tartare, they call it a dish called Heidelberg.
Heidelberg.
And it's basically pretty much the same thing as steak tartare.
Sure.
But it's pre-mixed, and literally you go into the meat market and they'll have a whole roll of it just like you would have hamburger.
Really?
And you buy it and get yourself some nice crusted bread and make yourself a sandwich.
And it's still served raw. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is it?
yes,
Nice.
definitely.
Interesting. Interesting. So we've.
Are
chopped
those anchovies the type that you get in a can?
They are. Yeah. You
Okay.
can get canned or jarred. Usually salt cured and in olive oil.
Okay.
It's the best way to go.
Is
But
that enough lemon zest for you?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got that. I'll have you, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and take some capers. We'll
Okay.
take half of those.
What do capers taste like?
Capers taste similar to extremely salty olive.
Okay.
Extremely salty. Go ahead and add those. A couple pinches of chili flakes here. About
More? Is that good?
a little bit more. There you go. And you can control the spice however you will.
Uh-huh.
But let's go ahead and add about half of your stone ground mustard.
Okay.
Okay.
Now again, this is basically your recipe, but tartare can have just about
Tartare
anything.
can have anything you want. Some people don't like to put the raw egg in there. Just people get freaked out by it. But the best way to do is get fresh eggs or pasteurized, just to
Okay.
make sure you're getting the freshest ingredients. Also, when it comes to the actual steak itself, try to go to your local butcher and have them cut it fresh for you.
So it's like
The less
right there
air
for
that's
you.
come in contact with it, the better off. The
Okay.
fresher it is. And it really just makes a difference upon the flavor as well. The oxidization of it. As you're doing it though, you want to make sure you are dicing it small so you're not chewing on it. And that's the best cut you want to do is fillet.
Filet.
You do a fillet or
I don't know what filet is. So
fillet
can you
is
show us?
it's a tenderloin. It's the back strap of a cow.
Okay.
And it's the most tenderest piece of meat on a cow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by dicing this up to small pieces, small dice, or not quite a brunoise if people are asking what a dice. It's just a small dice. Small dice. If
And
wanna
you
go
don't
ahead-
want to chew it. When
you
you're
don't want
eating
to chew it. You want a nice bite where it's tender, and you're not like I said. You don't want to chew on it. It's not a steak,
And are capers, are they like a really good pair for meat?
They are. They're a really good pair for meats and seafoods. They really. I mean, you don't really have to season a whole lot when it comes to when you add capers to any dish. Really, you gotta
Very
keep it nice.
I've never tasted a caper, so
Never?
this will be interesting.
Yes, very. You can also do tartare with fish as well. Classically, it's done with beef or steak tartare, but you can also do it with a raw fish as well, and go all across the board with this. So, I have about 10 ounces of filet here,
Okay.
and it's Angus, certified Angus. So,
The original steak tartare come from the Tartars, the warriors, Asian warriors,
Sure.
and they used to take their meat, and it obviously was very tough, and they would put it before they would go to war. They would stick it between the horse and the saddle,
correct.
Oh, really?
and then as they rode on the horses during the day while they were battling it out, the movement and the sweat and everything else off the horse would tenderize the meat.
Right. Exactly. They used to say that they wouldn't have enough time to stop and cook it, so they just eat it raw.
Yeah.
Aw.
So that's what we're gonna
Can you
do
imagine doing that now? I think the health department would have a little, little
might,
say
yeah.
on
You might
that.
freak out a little bit.
I think you're,
Let's go ahead
I
and
think-
check our
yeah.
crostinis here,
Okay.
if you will.
Here you go.
Just give them a feel.
We're good?
About another minute
Okay.
will be good. Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and start mixing this up here. If you want to grab our presentation plate, just
Set it right here.
yeah, perfect, chef. Thank you. What we're gonna do is just season with a little bit of salt and cracked pepper. Just a couple sprinkles in there.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
good. You go ahead and add a few squirts of fresh olive oil there.
What kind of pepper did you put in here?
Just cracked black pepper.
And then what type of salt?
Kosher salt.
Kosher.
Oh, I always use kosher salt. You can control the flavor or the salt flavor a lot better than iodized salt, and it's not overpowering. So next we're gonna do quail eggs. Okay, you ever had quail egg before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so we have quail eggs here, and like I said, try to get the freshest eggs you possibly can.
This whole
and always
dish
go
is
by
just
date
fresh.
and make sure you're keeping everything chilled prior to serving.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'll have you start with that. What you want to do is, what I like to do is just start on the top here and break the top. Okay. And break the top off, and you're going to separate the yolk from the egg. Okay.
Okay. Oh no, I think I did it wrong.
So just break the top off, and what we're going to do is we're just going to.
And where can you buy quail eggs?
Quail eggs, you can pretty much buy them at any local Asian markets, specialty food markets will have them. You want to go directly into your tartare.
So just give me, I don't want to drop it again. So how many eggs do you want to put in this?
I'll put usually on it for a
Is that
10-ounce portion. Yeah, that's good. And you want to keep as much as the egg whites out of there as possible.
Okay.
For a 10-ounce portion for this recipe, I like to use 2 quail eggs or a small chicken egg.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and check our crostinis and see if check them to see if they're crispy. If they're crispy, we'll pull them out and let them cool.
No.
There we go.
You don't want to touch it with those plastic gloves.
Perfect. Pull those out and we'll just set them here next to us.
Do you want me to set it over here?
Yeah, perfect. All right, so what I'll have you do now is spoon, and what I'm going to have you do is start mixing that up. And just, as you do it, kind of press it into the meat too. Okay. And if we need to add more olive oil or seasoning, and seasoning to taste on this is very, very crucial.
Okay.
Just because you do have the capers that are salty, the anchovies, so that's pretty salty already, so you just got to be careful.
Okay.
Okay. You want to kind of use the back of the spoon and guide it.
Like
just
this?
kind of press in there forward. For plate presentation, what I like to do, I like to use a ring mold.
Okay.
That way it presents well and you don't get a whole lot of air to it.
Okay.
It almost looks like a beef patty, if you will, a raw beef patty. So we'll use our presentation plate here. If you want to, what we'll do is just, and you don't have to use a ring mold, it's my preference on presentation. So what we'll do is we'll just take each one of these here. Try to pack it in there nice and tight because serving this as an appetizer for guests, it's nice to have it look nice and keep nice as they're eating it.
Okay.
So,
Do a lot of people order this?
when they're out, absolutely. It's something. It's a good share item, and it's something that's I actually have a lot of people who order it and it comes back because they didn't realize it was raw, so they want us to cook it. So.
So then once you're done with that, do we just put it on the...
What we'll do is we'll just go around the plate with our crostinis.
Okay.
Okay. What I like to do for presentation as well is crack 1 egg yolk in the center for guests to add a little bit more if they need be. Okay.
Okay.
So that's perfect.
Very nice.
So what we'll do is plate presentation. We'll just add some crostinis around.
Do you want more?
Yeah, just go ahead and fill it. Go all the way around there. We'll do, dead in the center here, we'll do 1 more quail egg.
I'm really excited to taste this.
We're about ready. Just the last touch on, we'll be set to go. Like I said, it's like I said, you want to get as much as that egg white out of there as possible. It's a little gooey,
There
Will you
go.
serve me one after you put the egg on top?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll get this set up. Perfect.
Looks amazing.
And that's it. That's the finished product.
Very nice.
Steak tartare.
It's pretty. It's colorful.
It's nice. Okay. And just the best way to do it, just take a little serving here. There you go.
Okay, here we go.
Enjoy.
It's really good.
Good?
I would never have thought it would be, but raw meat and eggs. But it's really tasty.
It's good.
I
It's
like
refreshing as well. It's not heavy. It's nice on the palate. It's
it.
nice.
It's really good. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You want to review the ingredients?
I would love to. We as we started here, we started with certified Angus filet, red onions, lemon zest, capers, red chili flakes, chopped parsley, cracked pepper. We use stone ground mustard, kosher salt, extra virgin olive oil, quail egg. We'll do French baguette or any bread of your choice, and anchovies. That is it.
I'd like to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It was great.
Chef, thank you so
You
much.
bet. And we'll see you next time on This Ain't No Buffet.